fight against serious diseases and ailments, scientists often resort to the use of innovative technologies. As a result, high-tech simulators have come to replace traditional therapy. If earlier many diseases and the diagnosis sounded like a verdict, nowadays the use of modern technologies gives patients hope for partial or even complete recovery. Moreover, we are in rehabilitation. The first one is allows patients with different disorders to execute actions that they cannot perform in real life due to their disabilities. Second is gives an opportunity to use more advanced digital rehabilitation methods as an alternative to traditional therapy, thus maximizing the effect of rehabilitation measures. Can be used in individual treatment plans developed on the basis of careful assessment and the following case-by-case treatment goals. Last one is help analyze and better understand the needs of people with disabilities in public places and at home.
Why to use wearing healthcare? Today, virtual reality in medicine is not yet new, and they are more and more medical fields where the use of VR application shows much better results and compared with conventional user VR application has proved to be very effective and for a good reason. Simulated virtual objects, environment, and events allow patients to plunge into an alternative reality where they can interact with things and carry out actions not otherwise available to them in real life. This is one of the very few, if not the only, ways to let patients escape from the restrictive hospital environment.
We searched for stories that increased us to explore this topic. As 30-year-old resident of Tomsk, Nikolai Muravyev suffered a spinal injury 10 years ago and lost the ability to walk. The doctors told Nikolai that to speed up the recovery process, he should imagine lifting his legs. Nikolai decided that virtual reality could help with his. He not only began to feel comfortable using this method, but also came up with a way to use wearing medicine and developed a mobility application for the rehabilitation of paralyzed hands.
Back in the early 90s, scientists began to master VR technology in medicine. Medical VR apps started to appear almost 20 years ago, and they included surgical simulators, rehabilitation applications, and telepresence surgery solutions in VR. Using such VR simulators, people could practice surgery with a scalpel and the clamps, but on a virtual body. It was a huge step forward in medical education and the capacity building for surgeons.
Neurological damages when rehabilitation of brain injury and stroke survivors. Every year, more than 50 million people suffer a stroke, and only a few of them manage to return to normal life afterward. The reason of absent stroke victims require a long-term complex rehabilitation to be able to control their movements again and return to normal activity, where affects involuntary movements produced automatically and on subsonic level. Sensory stimuli of virtual reality cause musical contractions and effective in training balance, preoccupation, and especially in training balance, restoring the paralyzed side of patients who have suffered a stroke.